Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you this vehicle here. It's a Yukon V City. It's a Frankia brand Mercedes base short motorhome campervan, 593 centimeters in length. There's what's called Yukon V City 6.0 BD. We haven't got the price. Oh, sorry, we have the price. It's just under 100,000 euros, which is what I told you anyway if I hadn't seen it come up on the price list. And so, what does this offer us? Right, so come to the back. We have got a rather compact look to it, but note we do have this flare at the back, so you want to put your feet, or indeed you might want to sit up at that end, put some cushions in the flare, though pillows, or I should say, although probably better off sleeping at this end. There is light at both ends. This we've got direct lighting, and at the other end we've only got indirect lighting. We've got windows in the doors, and it's skylight in the roof, storage up here, small, but I suppose really in the circumstances there's not much space for anything else, considering that this vehicle is under 593 centimeters in length. Right, if you want to get up there, you can put your foot on there and that might help you get into bed. This thing here on me is comes up to my thigh, more or less. Oh, a bit further now, doesn't it? Oh no, it's actually it's a belt level. But having said that, maybe you can pull yourself into bed, maybe you can't, but if you can't, then you've got somewhere to put your foot. In here we've got this fridge, and we've got above it a bit of storage as well. Now the problem with the Mercedes, I think, is that the shape does not lend itself to building. So let's have a look how they've managed the toilet, and I think they've done a much better job than they have in most Yukons. Right, here it's a very spacious, very bright, but what I really like is the toilet is fixed, and because in some of their models it's not fixed at all. Now I appreciate there's not much space in here. There's me in the mirror, so you can see how much space I've got here. It's also got a thing up here to hang your clothes on when you actually wash them, and your sink will be here somewhere. Is this the sink? I think this is the sink. There we go. There's the sink. Now the thing is, now obviously I've got a bag on my front down here, and I've got a bag on my back, but it doesn't give a huge amount of space. But you've got to bear in mind how big this vehicle is. So that's the problem. They've got to fit as much as they can into as small a space as possible, but it is nicely made. As a whole, I have to say the Yukon does have some problems. Some of the Frankia models do have problems with not having fixed toilets. Sliding toilets, in my opinion, anything which slides is going to break, and a lot of these things are broken. But by the time they've actually arrived here at events like this. Here we've got the standard setup, sink, got two burners, that's from Dometic. At the bottom down here, we've got storage. Now they call this the City, I believe it's also available though on a 4x4 basis for those of you who go into dodgy cities with dodgy roads. So if you live in Italy, you probably want the 4x4 version. Out here we've got a mosquito net, comes completely across like that. Have a look in the back. Quite a lot of people here still, even though this is theoretically closed. That's what the back looks like. A bit dark. Okay, but there's lots of, I've got to say this though, it looks very spacious. It looks much higher than you'd think from being inside. They've got space for two gas cylinders, bit of storage here, maybe for your hookup cable, for example. And here, there is your a water pump. Note we've got this Frovi system under here, and unusually, and this will come up as well, so you can put this to one side. And note the heating there. I can't think of any other manufacturer that does that. The door appears to be insulated. That's a plus because the Hymer version isn't. The Hymer Grand Canyon. So we've got the flare here, which I mentioned earlier. Look how big it is. It doesn't seem to appear so much bigger from the outside than it does inside. Somebody said to me about wouldn't that be dangerous for passing cyclists? Well, if you're overtaking on the inside like that, if you're cycling at an angle like that, then maybe it is, but otherwise I can't see that. The flare at this side has necessarily to be smaller, because here you got the flare, there's a wall, the flare, I know it's dark, doesn't see me, and there's the door. So the door, you have to have a bit of a space for the door to come out, and as you can see, there's not a lot of space in there. Right, so when they're called City, I've noticed lots of small vans calling themselves City. Anyway, let's have a look. Actually, there's the City van. Let's have a look at the Peak van whilst we're here. Peak gives me the idea it's used on mountains. So look, in the European Innovation Award, it won. I was on the jury for that once. Well, twice I was on the jury for that. For some reason, they took me off the jury. So anyway, the coming in here, see a totally different, it's the same space, but this has got this German layout. Oh, look at this, it's almost coming down. It's almost coming down into the kitchen now. Somebody will say, oh, that's dangerous. Well, I think it's a case you're either lying in bed or you're cooking. But anyway, storage in these steps going up. I think that these boards will come away quite easily, as you can see. Oops, I put it back. It's got that bit at the end. I think this is called a lounge setup, where you can actually sit up in bed. Now, there are some brands where you can actually sit up in bed and look outside, which to me is a more natural configuration, such as a Hans camper. Storage along the top of here, there you can see it. Let's have a look in here if I can get in. I do have a backpack on now, and that fixed toilet, large shower, really well done in here. Very nice indeed. And sensibly, if it's a two-person van, then we've got here the tables over here. No forward-facing bench, gives you all that extra space, which is allowed for a lengthwise configuration at the back for the beds. Here we've got the fridge, which opens both ways. Right, so of the two, this is a bit more expensive, but it's already on 4x4 configuration. So you can get the price here. If not, you're going to get a guess, and you're going to get a guess, which is 125,000. There you go. So you can see it up like that to allow you to read in bed. Also a lot of space here at the back, and there's the ladder to get into bed with, although I think you can probably pull yourself up in there. Space only for one gas cylinder. Okay, but this wasn't what I wanted to show you. You can see these other vehicles in other videos. What I wanted to do was to show you this thing here. So this is the Frankia V City at a price of just under 100,000 euros on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it interesting. I upload every day at 21:15. And so if you're interested in campervans, motorhomes, this is the place to find them. I've been doing this now for many years. Indeed, it's the largest site on YouTube for camper vehicles, recreational vehicles. Bye for now.